welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and let's just say the boys are back in town.
She got away, never to say. She can't joke, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab a shot on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes?
We are back. Two
What
for
a way to
two
start
with
it
the
off,
fan.
dude.
I don't understand. The first two times I threw it perfect, but I am your host, Brian
Inconsistent,
Barnaby.
dude.
Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. Good to have you with us. Tony, what's going on, man? Is that coffee 3 or 4?
This is coffee 1, believe it or not.
Really?
Dude. Extra fucking large boy. Throwing it in.
And with, like, you know, anything, food, drinks, I mean, do you feel like less is more sometimes? Like, that's what Colin Cowherd always says. Like, Thanksgiving dinner, less is more. He's not bloated after. I mean,
Honestly, Thanksgiving dinner, I'm not a big fan, to be honest.
Really?
I'm not going to lie, dude. But honestly, with food, no, I overeat all the time, dude.
yeah, I mean, so do I.
yeah.
It's just, but
And you just sit there.
I think someone who does agree with that, Maine Magic Mike, you avoid the overeat when you can.
He avoids
Yeah.
the eat.
No, I avoid overeat. I like to eat. I just like to eat a bunch of different
Scarcely.
things.
Yeah, no, because
A
it's just
smorgasbord.
It's tough. Like middle of the day, like, oh yeah, I'll go to an Italian restaurant, have some penny vodka for lunch, and then you're sleeping by 1:30.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Renee
Renee.
Viviano.
What's up?
Straight from
And,
the
How are
babysitting.
let's start though. In the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chases Judge, and he dives into the stand.
DeGrom begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! 3-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
Oh, Car's cool. What's
Car's cool.
up, brother?
What's up? And
Love to have you here.
what was up last night? Royals 8, Yankees 4. Your guy, Tony Nestor. I mean, wasn't like the worst performance I've ever seen, but wasn't great.
No, wasn't great, dude. I think maybe he's getting into the shimmy a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is, dude.
Yeah, but also, I mean, don't hang a curveball at Perez twice. He's the only threat in the lineup. Even Car's cool knows that, and he's not even a baseball guy.
Wow.
He said that, right? Didn't he say he's not a baseball
Yesterday he said that. Yeah, pretty sure.
I mean, but I know, seriously though. I mean, it's
Dude.
like, look at this lineup though. There's no one
There's
that much of
nobody.
a power threat.
No, literally nobody besides Perez. And I mean, he took advantage of the mistakes. 2 home runs, dude. Great game for him. Not so much for the Yankees, dude.
Yeah, and it's just like, because I think it set the tone, and I know we say that a lot, but it's like once he's given up Cortez 5 runs, then you're going to the bullpen, you're putting in Rodriguez, Nick Nelson. I mean, you're bound to fail that way, and I just think that it was hard for them to overcome that. Not to mention, to boot, there was some errors in the field, and not strong offense. So you want to start on the offensive side. I mean, really bright spot that stood out here, Higashioka, 2-run homer, but look at the rest of the lineup. I mean, he went 1 for 4. Rest of the lineup, 4 for 28, 12 left on base. I mean, that's just not going to get it done against the Kansas City Royals.
I know, dude. I mean, look at the start of their lineup, dude. LeMahieu, Stanton, Judge, all 1 for 4. Gallo, 0 for 3. Voit, 0 for 3. I mean, there's no tone right there. There's no drive. There's no momentum going their way with those type of numbers. And I mean, their offense suffered because of that. Only 5 hits, 4 runs.
You look at it, 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So I mean, they didn't even have anybody in position to score. That's just, it just wasn't a good game. And 14 strikeouts. I mean, you got to change your approach, choke up on the bat if you need to. And then the 4 errors in the field. And the one that really killed me, Higashioka, like there's 2 outs in the inning.
I know.
Don't be the hero. Whit Merrifield, he's stolen 30 bases in a row or more. It's like there's no need to force it there.
I know, but even so, I mean, the throw to third base, I mean, it should be fucking cream cheese for him, dude.
Right? And then on top of it, though, Odor, who could have caught
just
it.
out of his glove, I believe, actually.
Hit his glove, should have caught it. And
Right.
I think if LeMahieu, if Urshela was playing third, they would have
grabbed
caught it. So it's still like,
It's tough, dude.
I can't, I'm definitely at some point in the next couple of days calling into, one of our New York radio shows, whether it's, 98.7 or whether it's The Fan. And I'm going to ask them, I mean, what is going on with Odor having to play third? I just, I know I've mentioned it a couple of times. You're probably tired of me mentioning it, Tony, but it still doesn't make sense.
It does not make any sense. I mean, why? I feel like he hasn't really played third base that much in his career.
Let's just have him not play his normal position and have LeMahieu, who could play third, play third. No, that makes too much sense.
That's on Boone, I feel, dude.
It's on Boone, and
Boone. It's yours,
but
dude.
I do think to boot that
All right,
they could have honestly won this game even with those errors. It just offensively, I mean, you did nothing.
No, yeah, I mean, you're totally right. Obviously, the errors don't help your case.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you don't produce the offense, I mean, you're dead in the water. You're not going to win regardless.
Yeah, yeah. It just doesn't help. Like, like we said, Nestor wasn't really the way he's pitched all season.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I've mentioned this to you, the way that some of the, after you get past the top tier of relievers on this team, I mean, Nelson and Rodriguez and even
Riddens, whatever his name is.
Clay Holmes.
Oh, Clay, okay.
Right, Riddings, at least, he's throwing 100. He's struck out a lot of guys, but just those are mediocre guys. And it's just like, I don't know. I just always will take the unproven, maybe not even completely ready prospect versus these journeyman guys whose ERAs are hovering around 4.
Right. So what do you want? You want Devi in there, dude?
I mean, I want Devi in the rotation and then put Nestor in the pen, And Nestor's a good reliever.
I just saw Devi's numbers in AAA, dude. He has like a 7.7 ERA.
Last start, though? Momentum? No?
I would need a little bit more than just the last start.
I'm going to take a look at his game log in a second. But first, just to go over some other, housekeeping, I guess you could say here. Cole and Montgomery expected to rejoin the rotation next week. Obviously, that's great. So this way you don't need to have bullpen games like today. You don't need to start Wandy Peralta and Lucas Licky. So that's great. And then they're also saying Gary Sanchez should be back next week as well.
There we go.
And we haven't quite heard an update yet, on Rizzo or Urshela, but I would think at least by the following week. So at the end of the day, you got that stuff on the way. Obviously, Kluber behind all of them. It was a bad loss, but a win today will make it irrelevant. I think that's the most important part. So you got 210 today on yes. Lucas Licky might be his first career start. I'll have to fact check that one versus Brady Singer. So this is a game where in these situations, whether it's getaway, whether it's afternoon games, I mean, you look at the afternoon record, there's 16-27. Obviously that's pretty bad. And then getaway games, we've seen it. I mean, they lost 14-0 to the Rays with Cole on the mound in Tampa last time they had one of these. So it's a spot where they haven't done well, but it should be all out in front of them with Brady Singer starting for the Bulls.
Honestly, I mean, I think he's 3-7 on the year. He has a 5 ERA, dude. I mean, let's bang him up. Let's do the exact opposite of what you guys did yesterday. Let's get momentum early, set the tone with the lineup, get some hits, get the runners in scoring position, and bring them in. And it's honestly that simple. It's going to rely on the offense, I think, at this point.
I mean, 99 hits in 87 innings, 92 Ks, but 37 walks. I mean, a little high with the walks.
Yeah.
And then 8 homers in 87 innings. I mean, that's
actually, it's not bad.
This day and age, unfortunately, which is pathetic. But, and then it's just like, what is the plan after Licky? That's what just I'm concerned about. I mean, who's going to be the bulk guy in this game? I guess it's probably going to be corner. If I had to guess, maybe Peralta gives him a little. Ooh. You could go to Green, but it's like, I don't know. That just doesn't make me feel too good about the game. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt just because,
I would too, dude.
Kansas City sucks. They don't like the way last night went, and they know they have a tough series with Chicago starting tomorrow in Iowa. first major league game.
That's right,
in
dude.
Iowa.
Oh my God, that's gonna be so much fun.
But when it comes to this game, and before we get to our predictions here, quick lineup: we got DJ, Gardy, Judge, Gallo, Voit, Odor, and the big three at the bottom: Velasquez, Wade, and Brantley. So I mean, I Gardy in the 2. I mean, I guess he's shown a little life lately, but I don't know. I'm just expecting 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and maybe a double play.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds about right. But I mean, who else? I mean, I don't know. Guardy in 2 spot, I think I'm fine with.
I'd rather just move everyone up and put him after Odor. You know? No, I mean,
I guess, dude. I don't know. It's kind of tough. I mean, again, dude, Brady Singer shouldn't really have much of a leg to stand on here.
Right.
But again, dude, it's a little bit of a slippery slope. You know, we saw what happened last night.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can kind of shake off those errors in the field. But the Yankees don't really have much breathing room here. They don't have much room for error. They kind of threw that out the door with the way they started off this season. So, honestly, it's going to be a big game here. They need this W for sure.
And do you feel this is a game that's going to be low or high scoring?
I think it's going to be higher scoring.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, what do you got?
I think Yankees win 6-5, 7. Let's go 7-5.
7-5. Britton in for the save.
Britain, I like Green, dude. Come on, dude.
Oh my God, man. I'm glad though that you could see the light, Tony, with Britain. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just like high leverage guys. I want them to have high velocity and strikeout stuff, not fritzing around the zone.
You don't need that, dude.
It's just I don't know. But I see what you're saying here. I mean, I'm gonna say they're due to just have like a solid offensive game for the full 9 innings. So I'm gonna actually give them 9 and give the Royals 5, and then we don't even have a save opportunity. So maybe Peralta just closes the door. Bullpen well rested for an important Chicago series. I mean, that is what we need to see, and that's what we better see.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a big Chicago series for sure. I mean, a lot of eyes are going to be on Field of Dreams games, dude. As this little dungeon I've been put into.
Yeah. Tony in the dark.
In the dark. Left in the dark by Mike. As always, turn your mic on, bud.
Mike, is your mic on? And what do you got for the game today?
Yankees 10-2.
10-2. All right, let's do it. Maybe Wade has some bunt hits like we've been talking about. And then, to boot, one other thing too that I didn't the
closest I have gotten to baseball.
360, and I sucked even using the best team. I mean, we've all struggled with the sport video games before. At times,
not me.
It can be tough. Tony thinks he's a living legend over here. But like what I was saying, you got Cole and Monty coming back. But then how about I mentioned Kluber and then Severino too. I mean, this rotation can be good. So just the offense can just kind of tread water here until they get Sanchez, Urshela, and Rizzo back. I mean, it should be okay, but it's just there's no easy days the rest of the season. It's very, very high stress at this point.
Definitely, dude. I mean, we touched upon that a little bit yesterday. I mean, that rotation there, if those pitchers are performing and the Yankees do reach the postseason, I mean, it's going to be a really hard rotation to get through for any team.
Right. So just get me to the postseason. Dude. We'll figure the rest out. 210 on yes. Let's go Yanks. So last night, the Mets ran into some weather once again. Their game with the Nationals suspended in the top of the second, with the Nationals up 3-1, courtesy of a Juan Soto home run. And you were mentioning to me before the show some posts about Citi Field. You're envisioning Soto at one point or another in a Met uniform.
Dude, it could be possible. I mean, you don't just Instagram that for no reason, all right? This is professional baseball here, all right? The encrypted messages, whatever. I'm honestly not really a big fan of it. I mean, just kind of do your job, whatever. But it's tough. I mean, I think he has like 3 more years of arbitration and everything. I mean, if they want him now, it would take the house to get him.
Right.
But I mean, I would imagine Soto doesn't want to play for the Nationals, depending on, I guess, what they do in the next couple upcoming seasons, because obviously they cleaned house besides Soto. So he's pretty much alone, dude.
On the mound.
Strasburg is injured. I mean, Turner and Scherzer are gone. Like,
yeah, even Brad Hand is out the door.
Yeah.
So
interesting to see what happens. But
yeah, I just feel like
I wouldn't hate having him on the Mets. I mean, Jesus, dude.
I just feel like in general, just some of these teams that win titles or World Series, championship game, even other sports, I just feel like they do such a bad job of like turning guys over. It's like there's foundation guys that you keep in, like for the Nationals. I mean, I know it hasn't worked out in LA, but Rendon should have stayed.
Right.
And then trading Trey Turner was insane. I understand Scherzer just because you actually could sign him back this offseason,
right,
and that works out to your advantage. But trading Trey Turner, I mean, I guess you get those prospects in, but you don't know what those prospects are going to be.
Right, exactly. And I mean, I feel like Trey Turner has been such a sound, consistently good baseball player. I mean,
yeah,
I love Trey Turner.
Ask for?
Yeah, really.
So back to today. So we're gonna resume, I guess, at 4:10 in the top of the second. So couple questions here. Number one, would you put Carrasco back out there? He only pitched an inning. Or if not, who would you pitch? And then to top it all off, did the suspending of the game possibly save the Mets from a loss?
I mean, I don't know. That's tough to say, that last question. At first, I would definitely put Carrasco back in there. Only one inning. I mean, I wouldn't put another starter in there for sure. I don't think I would really trust the bullpen game at this point, to be honest. So I'll throw Carrasco in there. I mean, yes, gave up the first inning, gives up 2 hits, and then a bomb of a home run from Soto. But maybe suspending the game kind of gave him a minute to kind of recollect himself. And I'm sure he was talked to by Rojas and the rest of the Mets staff. And hopefully he kind of has maybe a better game plan, a little bit more in terms of his execution. So I would definitely put him back out there. And I think, dude, there's pretty much a whole game, dude. I mean, only one inning went by, so it's 3-1. So, I mean, it's very doable, dude.
Yeah, and honestly, the reason why I was saying about saving them from another L is just that, that those 3 runs in the first, a lot of times, that'll set the tone for the game.
Absolutely, dude.
Every game's different, of course, but I just feel like getting a break from that, getting the momentum away from Washington, I think it's a good thing. And I agree with you. I would run out Carrasco. And it was funny. Me and my friend were talking about this last night because we were watching, in addition to the Yankee game, of course, the Dodgers and Phillies. They had the rain delay. Scherzer doesn't go back out. I think the rain delay was an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it's just like, we were both in agreement that they're a little too ridiculous. Oh, if there's long delay, we can't do it. Like, I see the thought, but I don't agree with it myself because it's just like, I don't know. It's like at the end of the day, is it really that big of a deal? And especially for a pitcher like Max Scherzer, who's a seasoned vet, he's been here, done that type of thing.
No, I mean, I think you're totally right. And are you telling me he's not staying warm for that hour and a half? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Philly, a newer ballpark. Clearly, they have somewhere to throw underneath. It'll be okay, but that's just, I guess, the way teams operate these days. So, they're going to finish this game and then another one tonight at 7:10. So, first, what do you see happening the rest of the way? I mean, a lot of ball game. I mean, down 2, but we're only in the top of the second. I mean, you think they can pull this one off?
I mean, dude, I think it's very possible. I mean, they did score 1 run in the first inning, for a Dom Smith RBI double. So they had runners on base. Their bats seem to be kind of getting a little hot, honestly, in that first inning. So hopefully they can kind of take that momentum into today. And then again, hopefully Carrasco kind of comes out there with a little bit more of a game plan. I think he left a slider over the middle of the plate for Soto. I mean,
like a Nestor Cortez for Perez on a tee.
Honestly, dude, just laying it up for him, and obviously Soto's not going to hesitate on that. So again, just don't do that.
Right?
Like, I don't know, dude. Come on.
And I was gonna have some fun. Cars Cool is saying, "What is the worst team?" I was.
Here we go.
The Mets. But you know what? I wanted to be organic. I wanted to be original. So I'm torn here because it's like we got the Orioles, we got the Diamondbacks, and we got the Pirates. I guess I'm going to say the Pirates.
Really?
What were you going to say?
I would say Diamondbacks, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the Diamondbacks are bad. Yeah.
They're bad.
Orioles have some bite to them.
Yeah, they have some life in there with Mullins. And exactly, dude.
But the Mets are a little bit above there. Give them that, Tony. Give them that. But looking at the rest of this
high
game.
Horse today.
I mean, down 2 to start. I just, the way they've been playing it, hard to think that they're going to win this one. So I'm going to say they end up losing like 6-3. Michael, what do you think on this suspended game here?
Yeah, it sounds like the Mets just don't want to play ever.
So you know, is it just like they don't want to play? They're going to lose.
Oh yeah, it's
I don't
just
have
play in
anything
the
else
rain,
to
dude.
add.
Yeah. No, like they're gonna lose 10-5.
They're not going to lose 10-5, dude.
So you know, it'll be tough.
You'll score 5 runs.
If that ends up happening, but then they'll have a second chance.
I'll end this show right now.
New life, 7-10 Stroman, and I guess they haven't announced the starter on the national side of things. So I mean, what do you think about this? I mean, how do you navigate through the second game? How do you get the job done? Make sure you at least get one here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna get 2 anyway. It doesn't matter. But I mean, I would think whoever the Nats are throwing out there, I mean, we have to have the pitching advantage at this point. Right. I would think that again. Hopefully, you know,
Yankees are the best. Not to cut you off, but God,
Yankees not the best team in the league,
by far. But what'd you say?
Oh, what was I saying, dude? Okay, dude. It's a ridiculous statement that the Yankees are the best team in the league. Anyway, so yeah, I think the Mets should be able to produce some offense in the second game for sure, and I think a lot of it is going to honestly rely, especially with 2 games now back to back, using up our bullpen for sure. Right. Stroman's got to go some distance here. I want to see more than 5 innings. I want to see less than 3 earned runs, dude. Like, he's got to have a good game.
Yeah. So push comes to shove. What do we got?
3-1.
Of course. Another low scoring
Come
affair.
on, dude. Honestly,
Michael.
No. Let's say like Mets win 6-3. How about that?
Oh, okay. We're changing.
Let's
now.
go,
6-3.
dude. Yeah, no, that's it. 6-3.
Lock
it in. Lock of the night, baby.
Peer pressure.
Michael, what do you think?
No,
Another
I don't give
snoozer
him
with
peer
the
pressure,
Mets in the game 2 here? Or?
Mike is snoozing anyway, dude.
I mean, give me something.
Dude, 10-5 loss.
Wow, so doubleheader
Back-to-back 10-5 losses.
Oh, it's a back-to-back. No. 13-2 for the second loss.
All right, dude.
Wow.
No, see.
No, I think Stroman, I mean, besides that 1 8-inning start, I mean, what else has he done recently?
I know. Dude.
Your favorite term, law of averages. He's going to have a great start. They're going to win 2-1.
Come on. 2-1.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Now you go low scoring. I go high.
Diaz will walk the bases loaded and then strike out the side.
That sounds about right, honestly.
I mean, what an
at least
exciting
2 walks.
game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's go. At least split the 6s, like we say.
We're taking 2 today, bud.
I mean, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Honestly,
I appreciate
that's
that.
all I could say. So moving on here, some NBA, NFL news. We'll start in the NBA. Dennis Schroeder, the former Los Angeles Laker, signs a 1-year, $5.9 million deal with the Celtics. And this is after last season he turned down $84 million extension from the Lakers. One of the worst moves of recent to boot that you've seen, Michael, or no?
Yeah. I mean, $5 mil from
recent to boot
from 80 to 5. Wouldn't you be sad?
You know what it reminds me of? What happened to DeMarcus Cousins? Because remember, the Kings were going to give him over $100 million, and he ends up having to sign for the minimum with the Lakers like a year later. You know, because he got traded to the Pelicans.
Who was this again? I'm sorry.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, yeah. He reminds me of like Tony, and if he was in the NBA.
Is that a good thing? I feel like DeMarcus Cousins is not that good, dude.
I mean, I think he honestly, if you give him 30 minutes, I think he's 20-10. Maybe he's on the 7th place team in the East, but I think he could do it. And then on a winning team, I think he's a very,
Where is he
very
now?
free agent. I think the Lakers should just sign him.
I think the Knicks should sign him as a backup, or the Spurs.
Yeah. Spurs could use some offense.
The Spurs.
But I mean, how do you think Tony he'll respond to something like this? I mean, do you feel like he'll almost play the best basketball of his career because he's like, you know what, I missed this last opportunity, I'm not missing another one? Or do you think he's crushed and kind of like, oh, this sucks, dude? And he kind of flames out.
I would think at first maybe he's like that. I'm sure his demeanor is a little bit kind of crushed at that point. I mean, talk about full 180, dude. But again, I mean, you're a professional basketball player, dude. You got to go out there. You got to wipe it off. You got to have the mindset of, well, I have to prove myself that I could be worth the contract that I want. I have to prove myself.
And speaking of proving himself,
is that something wrong with that?
Russell Westbrook says it's surreal to join his hometown Lakers. And I just kind of, I'll start with you, Michael. Do you feel like he'll have maybe his best overall efficient seasons of his career being on who's surrounding him? He doesn't need to play so carelessly. What do you see this year for Russ on the Lakers?
NBA championship and his best season.
Right? I just feel
Field goal wise, all of it.
I just feel like when you have guys like LeBron and Melo on the team, I mean, they've played against, maybe with in All-Star games, Russell Westbrook a million times. And I just feel like they just know what he does best, and they're going to put him in those situations consistently. And it's just, I mean, it's going to be like a whole new player.
The same with Melo.
Same with Melo, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he ups that 3-point percentage to 45% after a career high 40.5 this past season. Am I wrong?
You're right.
What do you think, Ross? Do you think big year on the Lakers, or?
I don't know, dude. We were listening to his press conference actually in the car this morning, and he's talking about how grateful. I forget what the question was, but I think it was something. It was obviously directed towards him, something about
Not winning a championship.
proving himself. Yeah. And he was saying how he doesn't have to prove himself.
Right.
Which again, he goes on about how, grateful he is for even playing in the NBA, for getting out of kind of the place he was living and going to college and then going to the NBA, how grateful he is for that opportunity to be playing in the NBA. But he's like, I proved myself going to college. I proved myself going to the NBA. And he just kind of like almost brushed off the question, which I don't know. It kind of seems like there's a level of complacency in where he's at. Complacency.
The reason why I just feel like we're going to see a different Russell Westbrook, besides the fact, LeBron being there to be the driving force to get him in the direction he needs to, is just the fact, like you look at him on the Wizards last year,
Mm-hmm.
it's him, it's Beal, it's nothing else. So he feels like he needs to put on that Superman cape, carry the load, do extraordinary things.
Yeah.
And I just feel like in this situation, it's like, we need you to drive and set up your teammates. You don't need to send the big man out so you can up your stats and get rebounds. I just feel like there's just going to be so much smarter decisions out of him.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. What was he? He's been on 4 teams in the last 4 years, right?
So no, this is his 4th, is it? Thunder,
OKC, Houston, Washington, LA.
Now, yeah. Wow, isn't that something?
Wow, don't I know something?
How the years go? How the
I mean,
time
I'm
goes.
just that's got to account for something. I mean, he seems like a pretty arrogant guy, to be honest.
Right.
I would think maybe him being kind of pushed aside to that sort of support role. Maybe he won't like that. He may butt heads, but I don't know. I mean, I think we'll see how he kind of adapts to that situation.
And I think when you get to this level, and people can play it off like they're just focused on controlling what they can control, but you got to think deep down. He's thinking to complete this journey. He's won an MVP in the NBA. I need to be a champion, and that could be the driving force behind all this as well.
It could be, but again, I mean, I'm going to point to the press conference again. Level of complacency.
Again.
When asked about winning a championship, he said he doesn't have anything more to prove. So, I mean, we will see. I'm a little skeptical, obviously.
It kind of reminds me of, honestly, your take on the Mets. Honestly, complacent at the ho-hum performance. Dude, I'm just kidding. You have to get so tight.
I didn't say anything yet.
Your face said it all, Tony. We have some summer league updates. What did Bol drop? 60 last night? What do we got, Mike?
I mean, basically, you might as well just say that. He had, 26?
Oh, basically 60.
26 and 9. I mean, he's the future.
They lost.
I don't care.
You know what the thing is?
I'm sorry.
It's summer league. I feel like we don't have this in any other sport where it's like you're technically, representing the organization, and you look at like these rosters. I mean, at most, the average, I would say on all the teams in the NBA, maybe 2 guys that would be being aggressive here actually play for the team this year. I mean, a lot of them are either G League or they're not
crazy
even with the organization.
I know, it's insane and they're like such highlights during this time.
Yeah, but it's like Bol Bol, who would play the part. Get all rookie for the most part, usually, high draft picks like Cunningham and like Green, and we had a game versus them last night.
And is that not the future of the league?
Yeah. I mean, that's almost like
Melo and LeBron back.
Melo and LeBron, and
Trey and
like
Doncic.
Trey and Luka, and now we'll have Cunningham
Bird.
and Green. Push comes to shove, though. Who's having the better career?
I think Cunningham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who do you think's though gonna like make the bigger impact initially?
I think they'll both have big impacts.
Yeah, like carrying the load for teams that aren't expected to be strong this year.
Yeah.
Is Kevin Knox still missing, or have they located him at the summer league?
Let's see.
He's been missing.
We haven't seen any highlights of him.
Hmm?
Is he no stats, so he hasn't played?
Not played.
I mean, you have to think at this point a trade's brewing. Then, I mean, I don't know what else. Like what else would be the reason?
It's just so sad.
It really is. It really is. And but I think I just feel like I've had this conversation with my friends so many times over the years. It's like I feel like there's so many people. And NBA stands out to me the most, where they are talented, they could be great players, but they just don't get the minutes. I mean, do you feel like that happens in the NBA more than any other league?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just because, like, they have a bad rookie year, their name gets kind of tarnished.
Yeah.
They're a bust after one season, and then they end up having a career overseas.
Oh, it says he's missing the summer league due to health and safety protocols.
Okay,
There we go.
I mean, does that involve getting
Getting
traded?
traded.
Another team
Health and
clearing the
safety.
protocol.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it says due to COVID-19.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's this, it's that. So
It is this and that.
I guess we'll see. Anything else you picked up summer league wise, or it's kind of slow besides Bowl last night?
Slow besides Bol.
Slow besides Bol. Ooh.
All right, so we will continue tracking it. But I have to say, I mean, we got a ways, of course, and I haven't looked. I don't even know if the schedule's out, but I want to see
You don't
Knicks
know anything,
Lakers next
dude.
year at the Garden.
We have to.
Yeah,
I wonder what date that is.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
got to be a thing.
I mean, look it up for a second, Michael. I'll carry on here.
Yeah.
We got some NFL, Tony's favorite topic,
What is
off-season news. And we talked about it yesterday. The rugby bias, it's there. Deep down, it's there.
Whatever you want to say, dude.
So we got Jimmy G officially listed number 1 on the depth chart over Trey Lance, the number 3 overall pick this year.
Mhm.
Are you buying it?
Honestly, yeah. I think you asked me this the last week. I mean, Garoppolo's playing, dude. Hands down.
But do you see it being the whole season or like half the season? It just depends.
I mean, it depends on his play, for sure. I mean, if he's doing well, they keep him in there. If he's getting them to the playoffs, he's going to keep him in there. If he's winning the Super Bowl,
But
he's
I
staying
think this
there,
was
dude.
back when you used to be more into it, like you said with the Giants.
Mhm.
Remember how Kurt Warner was playing before they put in Eli? They were in the playoff mix. Eli, I think, went 1-7, but they just wanted to get him in. So I just feel like there's no patience in the NFL these days, and I think it's a
Right.
better thing than a worse thing, because just two guys that come to mind that are stars in the league right now. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years.
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes played one game his rookie year. I think there's something to that, because I think people get, I don't know what that was, discouraged from an early, and sometimes they don't recover. And it's like, if maybe they didn't have to go through that and were really mentally, physically
Right.
prepared, that they wouldn't struggle. And then they go out there the second year and have a really good first year as a starter.
So you're saying that because a high draft pick like Trey Lance sits for a year, he does not play as well
No, he
when he
plays
gets put in.
better. He plays
Or plays
better
better
because
the
he's
following
not
year.
thrown into the fire.
Right. Oh,
and then
yeah,
you think
yeah,
about
yeah.
it too. Usually these high draft picks are on terrible teams.
Right.
So then you give them another year to improve what's around them.
Oh,
and
dude.
to have a better chance to succeed.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, they're getting snaps in practice, getting looks in preseason games and stuff like that. So I mean, Trey Lance is getting experience nonetheless, even being behind, Garoppolo. He's
Right.
learning, he's obviously learning the offense that they have, and learning who does what and what tendencies certain players have. So I mean, yeah, I like it. I don't think they should have such a short I guess leash on quarterbacks. Like
yeah. I mean, but it's just a thing overall in sports. The patience just isn't there anymore.
Right.
But I mentioned this the other day too. I mean, how bad like guys like Peyton Manning and other quarterbacks were their rookie season. And it's like, I mean, imagine if they're like, Peyton Manning can't play in this league.
Oh, I know.
That was it. Like, it's like,
but I don't know. I feel like I can kind of see where people are coming from because he was drafted 3rd overall, Trey Lance, right? You have a 3rd pick in the draft. Like, if Garoppolo isn't doing well, like, what are you doing, sort of deal? Like you have this star QB you could have. So I can see where that narrative kind of comes into play. I mean, they're gonna definitely feel a lot of pressure if Garoppolo isn't performing. They're gonna feel the pressure from fans, from the media, from the organization, maybe as a whole, to play Trey Lance. But like you said, I think they should be a little more patient. I mean, that's gonna be the narrative. If the first game Garoppolo comes out and he has like 2 interceptions, doesn't have a good game, that's it, dude. That's gonna be the whole narrative for the whole week until he does well or they play Trey Lance. So
and to just add a little fuel to the fire, I mean, you look at since Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, the GM, have been in place. When Jimmy G starts games, their winning percentage is over 600. When someone else starts the games, it's like 3-something. So it's like that's why it's tough. But then you think too, you had the opportunity, you're leading a Super Bowl.
Right.
He doesn't step up. So it's like, even though you might be sacrificing short-term success, worth it to just get your guy in place sooner rather than later. That's the other side of the card.
Dude, it's tough, honestly. But I think Garoppolo is going to be performing. So I don't think it should be that much of an issue, honestly.
Yeah. So we'll see. I guess it's really, dependent on how they do. In Indianapolis, obviously Carson Wentz being out, that long time frame. They don't know what they're doing yet. So rookie from Texas, Sam Ehlinger, is beating out last year's 2nd-round pick, Jacob Eason, for the starting job, supposedly. I mean, either way, Eason didn't play last year. Ehlinger's a rookie. It's a tough spot. I mean, I guess the better guy wins. It's just how many times you see a rookie step in that wasn't supposed to start, and the team's going to perform well. And then on top of it, you have the best offensive lineman, Quentin Nelson, out. I mean, I think culture in a world of trouble, despite having a solid coach in Frank Wright and a solid GM and Chris Ballard, both got contract extensions yesterday.
Wow. No, I think you're totally right. I think that's a little bit of a recipe for disaster. But I don't know. If he's beating out Easton outright, like, you got to assume he's better.
Yeah. No,
Mike?
Anything to add there?
Yeah.
Mike?
What do you have, Mike? No. Tell me what you're thinking.
No.
Because you're thinking something over there, dude.
No,
because you're smiling.
Easton
you're
outright.
Is he not?
Do you even know where he played in college?
It doesn't matter, dude.
It does matter.
Do you know where?
Yeah.
Where?
Georgia Tech.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Pretty good school.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's weird because, the Colts are one of the more consistent franchises in the league, but I think this could be a long season. And then, it's not like, when Carson Wentz comes back, Carson Wentz hasn't been the same guy in a couple of years. So this could really get out of control quick. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
I got anything?
Yeah, I think it's going to really depend on the defense
and the running game. 2nd year running back Jonathan Taylor, great year last year, good receiver out of the backfield. So offensive line strong, Nelson out. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to have a bad year. And I'm like I said, I'm not convinced that Carson Wentz is ever going to be the guy that almost won the MVP a couple years ago.
How long is he going to be out for?
They said 5 to 12. So it's either maybe 2 first games or 8 games, 9 games.
Jesus, dude.
So I guess, time will tell there, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a mess. And then another place that's been a mess last 2 seasons, Denver Broncos. So you look at Coach Vic Fangio, 3rd year as their head coach, veteran defensive coordinator before he got the job.
Veteran.
He was the defensive coordinator for the Niners when they went to the Super Bowl. So it's well respected, but you look at his record. It's 12-20 in Denver. John Elway, not a lot of patience, because he's been to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, but a lot of up and down seasons mixed in between. So I think he wants to win. So right now they're saying Drew Lock, who's I believe at this point I want to say 2nd year. I could be mistaken, but it's 2nd or 3rd year. Is leading Teddy Bridgewater. Who had success, obviously with the Vikings, had the big injury, went to the Saints.
3rd year.
Success year. It is his 3rd year. Locke has been up and down. Bridgewater, I feel like the upside is limited, but you kind of know what you got. I mean, Locke has had some really tough games, since he's been playing there. And then it's a tough, because it's like you make an organizational decision and just tell Coach Vic Fangio that Locke's got to start because we need to see. I mean, this is his third year. Either he has it or he doesn't. So Bridgewater getting us to a wild card. I mean, what does that do for a long-term future? Do you agree with that or no? Or do you think it's about now, it's about today, it's about the season?
I don't know. I think you should be thinking a little more, on the short term, about now, about today, about this season. Come on, that was a pretty good line. About now, about today, about this season. No, I mean, I don't know, dude. Fuck should I know?
But I'm just saying,
Tony
push comes
tapped
to
out.
shove, you had to make a decision here. Who started?
Let me see, dude. Drew Lock, almost 2,000 yards, 2020 season. I'll put Bridgewater in there.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I know Fangio, unless the organization has him handcuffed, he's going to make that call.
Handcuffed.
He doesn't. This is his first head coaching opportunity. He's in his 60s. There's not much coaching time left.
Right.
So I think he's going to go Bridgewater. And I think Bridgewater, because they do have weapons on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens, right?
Do you think that'll make the break? Make or break him, though, depending on who?
Fangio?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's like if he has another 5-12 season, forget it. He's not even going to make it through the season. And I honestly think Elway, great quarterback, obviously, in his day, but hasn't done a great job as general manager. I mean, you won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Other than that, you haven't been able to get a quarterback. You were a quarterback. But we see this in all leagues. Like, guys that were a position, as far as evaluating it, it's a completely different ballgame. Look what Michael Jordan. He's been one of the worst owners in the NBA.
Wow. Like that, Mike?
What do you think it is, though? What is the reason for that? Why can't great former athletes be great talent evaluators?
That's interesting. I don't know. I just think, what, Mike?
Nothing.
You don't like me today, do you?
I do. I'm just, it's just funny.
You don't like me.
I do. It's funny.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because once they get wrapped up in the organization, they have plenty of people chirping in their ears, sort of deal.
So it's not.
Yeah, maybe there's they realize how many moving parts there is to kind of managing a team. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes being a player doesn't translate well to being a coach or to being a GM,
And I mean, Mike, but are you surprised that Jordan hasn't been able to have more success?
Yes.
And any thought as to why? You think he's not in it all the way?
I don't know about that. Maybe he just surrounds himself with idiots.
Yeah. I mean, because he was with the Wizards before he made the comeback. And then,
He's apparently he's coming back to play with Melo and Jello.
Oh my God. But hey, I guess that's on him, and we'll see what happens as far as the Denver Broncos are concerned. Last football topic here, Michael. Reporter Rich Sanimi, who's covered the Jets, for the last at least 5 years, ESPN.com, says Wilson has not impressed him, and he's had a handful of mediocre practices. What would you say in response to that? Are you buying this?
Shove it, Rich Samini.
It's like, who are you? Where are you?
Like, what? I don't even. You just go home.
Because I think he's just alluding to the fact, we've had optimism before, and then here we are. This is going to be like the same thing, and I just feel like he's wrong. I mean, of course, being a rookie quarterback, there's going to be some growing pains, especially in training camp, in preseason. I would expect
that's what it's there for.
Yeah, and even if Wilson doesn't have a good start, I would expect by the end of the year we'll be saying this is why we took this guy with the second overall pick.
Yeah, totally agree. He's our guy.
What are you forecasting for Wilson this year, Tony? You think he's gonna have a big year?
Honestly, it's tough. Obviously, New York is one of the hardest markets to be an athlete in, let alone a starting quarterback of the New York Jets. So I think he has to kind of block out all this, bullshit, for lack of a better term. The noise, dude. Literally block it out. Again, like you said, handful of mediocre practices. Everyone has had a handful of mediocre practices. It's going to happen, especially you mentioned a rookie quarterback. Again, depending on how he kind of responds mentally to this type of criticism and stuff that he's going to get from reporters is going to depend on his level of play, I think. But if he does block it out, I think he'll have a good season.
You hear about the mother all over Twitter?
His
Did you
mom?
hear about that, Mike?
No, what?
I guess she like is just a Twitter like
no
every second, and she made a comment that on a daily basis. I don't know what she does. I think it might even be just cooking advice, life talk.
Cooking
I swear to God,
advice?
she said that she saves lives every single day by like preventing people from, offing themselves. Is that a little strong? Like she literally said that.
Mrs. Wilson.
Yes.
Why is she saying this?
I don't know. Do you think she's full of herself?
I guess it seems like it. I don't really know
Michael?
much about her.
I don't know. I'm just
Dude,
confused why
like-
she's even tweeting that.
What did she tweet about her son though? Did she tweet anything about like that or just random
no,
shit?
it's
Like
about
nothing.
her.
It's all about her.
Yeah.
A little full of herself. Dude.
Yeah. And I
Gotta
could
be.
see, I mean, we're not there yet, but this getting like a ball situation, with the father, like it's the same type of thing. And it's just like, how do these parents not know how to get out of the way? Okay. Yes, you did the hard work. You put them in this position to get where they need to be, but don't ruin it once they're there. They're going to take care of you.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be like annoying.
Lisa Wilson.
Do you get her Twitter handle?
Twitter handle. No.
Maybe we could set her up for a Dream is Free. Like really get the true story.
On what she does.
Dude,
Yeah.
honestly, we should.
I mean,
I feel like she'd
I'll
be
reach
about
out
it.
if you want me to.
Resist program
On Twitter.
Mom's Jets draft pick.
Yeah.
No, it's Mike Wilson. That's not.
No, but honestly, let's go roundtable conversation. Her, Mrs. King, and the three of us just talking to talk. What do you think, Tony?
I'm very much down with that. It looks like that she's very active on Instagram, and her handle is Life According to Lisa.
What do you think about that, Michael? You
Not a
can't?
fan.
Oh no!
Are you a
dude.
little concerned now about her getting in the way this
Dude,
year?
200,000 views, bro. She's got quite a following.
I see it in your eyes. Like you're a little concerned about this.
I don't know.
I hope she's not going to bother him.
She's not gonna what?
She won't bother him.
She's bothering me right now. Dude.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like there's no room for this, dude.
So I'm still confident though. I mean, they'll figure it out for sure. He's too talented just because his mom's tweeting. And
she better figure it out, dude. Jesus.
I think she will. And it might take Wilson sitting her down and just saying, "Listen,
Ma.
Sit down.
I want to be good with you, but you can't be doing this."
Oh, she's on American Idol? No way.
Really?
What?
That's what it says.
Sounds
Lisa
like another
Wilson.
Tony show.
Wait, no,
American
maybe
Idol.
this is a different Lisa Wilson.
Could we just try to toss one more time?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
But no, we got to do it for the closeout.
No, but I just want to practice.
You can't.
Wow.
You can't practice. This is the show.
All right. Fair enough. And one more topic before we get to the closeout. Wyndham Championship begins Thursday, Sedgefield Country Club, Greensboro, North Carolina. So this
Greensboro.
is the last event of our FedEx Cup season, and we got the playoffs next week at the Northern Trust in New Jersey. So 5 names to watch here. And this is just a big event for guys that are, trying to get higher position in these point races and qualify. Some guys are on the outside looking in. So you don't have your usual suspects, but we do have some, well-known names. Sunjay Im, a guy, who's had an up and down year, a very successful rookie year last year. Jason Kokrak, multiple time winner on the tour this year. Not a well-known name, but a guy who's got it done. And Louis Oosthuizen still going after it after all these second place finishes.
Oh.
He's pretty high up there with all
Good
these
for
second
him.
place finishes without a win, without one in 11 years. There's only one on the PGA Tour. Hideki Matsuyama missed out on the playoff last week, but he's back there. Obviously won the Masters earlier this year. Will Zalatoris, a guy who's really burst onto the scene this year and was in contention at Augusta. And then Mike's guy,
Ricky Fowler.
one top 10 finish this year and hasn't won since the 2019 Waste Management Phoenix Open. So a lot of guys to choose from there. I'm going to go last. I'm going to start with you, Tony. Who's getting it done this week?
Honestly, dude, I'm feeling Oosthuizen. I think this is his time.
I mean, how many times are
honestly,
you going to go to the
dude.
same place and do the same thing, mistake, right?
Literally, dude. I mean, he's got it. No, this is it, dude. He's dialed in. He's tired of placing second or fourth or whatever, dude.
Yeah.
He's going out there. He's winning this one.
All right.
Let's see it.
I know where you're going, Michael, but I'm going to ask you anyway.
Law of averages, Ricky Fowler.
I mean, he is due. Looking at this and, I want to be original here. So I would have taken Oosthuizen if you didn't take him.
Just
honestly.
take Oosthuizen. It's organic, dude. It's what you thought.
You know
first.
what? All right, I want to be organic. I'm about organic. So Oosthuizen. I mean, he deserves it.
He
Come
does
on.
deserve it, dude.
And I know we give him a hard time, but it's like if you put yourself in the position to be right there, I mean, you clearly have talent.
Right.
I mean, you might maybe
Odds
struggle,
are, dude.
mentally a little bit. But
That ball's gonna fall in there, dude. Don't worry.
yeah. So looking forward to this.
Lee Westwood's a sleeper, though.
Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro. Is he in the tournament? I didn't.
He is in the tournament. Yeah.
Okay. But you think he's top 10?
Yeah. Absolutely top 10.
Yeah. Love to see the veteran golfers like JJ Henry, shout out Fairfield, compete against the younger, golfers with the further distance. So other than that, I mean, do you have anything left, Tony?
Dude, that's it.
Michael?
No, that's it.
Let's go.
It. Just on the way out, Yankees 3-0 first inning.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let's see what we got. Who went yard? It is just RBIs. But hey, small
nice,
ball.
dude.
So we got Judge RBI, Voit RBI, Odor RBI, all hits. So that's a way to set the tone early.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can keep Perez in the building. But other than that, loyal fans, keep commenting, liking, subscribing.
Here we go.
Tony's Bloodline.
Two Mets wins.
I want everyone to enjoy their day.
Two Mets
Yankees
wins.
get the job done. Mets get one win. We will see you mañana. Got it.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.